When your marriage is tested and put on a chopping block for all to see nationally, after how many seasons, I could really appreciate it because it shows you what not to do. You got to set some standards. So we open up with Letitia trying to figure out what is going on with Mandy and Glenn. Mandy shows Letitia old DMs that Letitia claims she already seen. Then she gets to talking to Latrice, for Latrice to tell her that Glenn tried to reach out to Mandy recently. Letitia confronts Mandy again, but this time she includes Glenn in it. Glenn said it's nothing to figure out. Letitia asked, did he sleep with Mandy? And they both unanimously said, no, they didn't sleep together. Sounds guilty to me, though. Glenn said that they just danced and Mandy wanted him to prove that she was not lying about anything. Glenn said he ain't take nothing home. And then Mandy walks off. Like, what? What was the walk off about? It's giving you skeptical that you went home with him, that you had that drunk with him after the club. In my opinion. This is my real quick opinion on it, okay? Mandy wanted to tell it all except the part where they was intimate. In my opinion. Because there's no way a woman gonna act like that and he ain't touched that. So the next day, Letitia is visited by Marie and Carrie. She is very emotional and confused about what was going on. And I don't know why, because Glenn, he showed you who he is all the time, okay? She didn't talk to Glenn because she went to sleep with the baby. He left early for work. They haven't talked. She feels betrayed by Latrice. Carrie gives her props on the way that she handled it, because she said mostly the ladies go after the women, but she addressed it with both of them. Letitia says she's tired of going through this, and she breaks down crying. Marie lets her know that Latrice has been a snake, and Marie just wanted, to say I told you so, but she said, I don't want to disrespect you, but that's what you get. I laughed at that because it's like, listen, you gotta see the forest for the trees, okay? To be honest, I really can't feel, too sorry for Letitia, because this is not the first time he's embarrassed her on national TV. But I do understand her pain. Latrice claims she's in the neighborhood of Mandy's shop. She pulls up to the shop to talk to Mandy. They talk about the pool party. She said that, the Bells is going to blame her for the situation, that she invited Mandy in to come at Latrice. You did. Okay. Mandy, you said Mandy said things didn't go left until Glenn got up. And I'm like, girl, things went left when you said you was attracted to Glenn and he said he attracted to his wife and you called him a liar. That's when things went left. She apologizes to Latrice for it happening at her house. But you're not going to apologize for talking to a married man and hurting a lady, a.k.a. Letitia, that's supposed to be your friend. It's like you think it's okay to mess with Glenn because he's community peen, although he's still married. Girl, I can't believe you put yourself in that situation. You didn't think about Letitia, the person you never wanted to disrespect, but did, all in the name of how they treated your friend. None of that makes sense. None of it makes sense. You trying to justify what you did and blame it all on Glenn, but you entertain him. The married man. Why would you even put yourself in that type of situation on national TV? Why? Instead of promoting your business. And for Latrice to say she knows her man, talking about Letitia know her man, and not tell her friend she was dead wrong is a problem. Like, there's no accountability there. Latrice concern says, me and Mandy are good, but I know me and Latrice's friendship is pretty much over. And please, let's not even talk about Glenn and Cliff, who was buddies, okay? So I'm curious to see how they're going to address each other. Okay. Oh, moving on. That Mandy, she's a problem. She's a problem because it seems like she's been trying to get in the middle of that situation for a very long time. Just by her comment last episode, you see who he married to. Look at me. What's the biblical term for it? Do not covet another person's situation. Is all I'm saying. Okay. Anyway. We move on to Carrie and her husband. I swear I never catch the man's name. What was his name? Anyway, he's there at some baseball thing with his client. He's a sports agent and he wants to help, especially the minorities in the sports industry. Okay. He used to be a player. He was mostly a minority. So that's his mission, I'm assuming. Okay. Carrie walks in on her husband and the client, brings some coffee. They talk about the pool party. He said he sent Glenn a DM and Carrie was like, not you sliding down in the DMs. I was laughing. That was funny. They talk about getting it together as a couple and prioritizing their family after seeing what Glenn and Letitia is going. We got the next scene with Marie and Cedric. They meet at his hair school to talk about what they're going to do within their relationship. Marie wants him to get rid of the bed that's in the house next door that he lives in. And she said a whole lot has happened in that bed, so you need to get rid of that bed. But she wants him to get rid of the bed because he want to get rid of the bed, although you just asked him to get rid of the bed. But okay. Okay. She said it's too many reminders of the past. And she also wants him to pretty much sell his damn house. Okay. He said, what if my son and my family want to visit? You know, that's the excuses for him keeping his spot so he could slip on over out to school with one of the students, in my opinion. But anyway, Marie says, what's with these men? Like Cliff having the condos on top of his, what's with these men wanting to have beds near their business? Baby, I can't. There it go. Latrice and Marie's rekindleness is gone. And I said, Cedric ain't never lying. He was like, why they play that game to destroy marriages? Baby, it was a game like Letitia said. It was a setup and put together so that Mandy situation can be addressed. Sure. So Carrie plans a special date night for her husband. Damn, what is his name? I'm going to get it the next episode. So she gives a toast to non-traditional marriages, but to traditional love. Carrie says she wants to slow down and put in the work on them. She went to kiss him, and it looks like he really didn't want to kiss her, but, you know, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. But I can say men, you know, they got a thing with kissing women with that lipstick on. And also, did you hear him say he's never had anything done like this by Carrie? That's all I'm saying. But I said, good job, Carrie. You just have to delegate your responsibilities at work to make time for your family. And it's very important because, baby, on this reality TV, you will be getting a divorce if you don't get it together, okay? Because a magnifying glass is going to be put up to you and your family. Okay? So we got Letitia and Glenn. Glenn is in the, I guess it's the garage or extra room with his stepfather. They doing some work on the house. Glenn feels like his family is under attack all the time. You feel that way? Or are you not thinking about the decisions you make to make your family be under attack? But anyway, Glenn is feeling betrayed by Cliff and Latrice because he considered them family. Letitia comes out to talk to Glenn. Baby, Letitia said Glenn told her that Mandy said 3 years ago that she was going to F him. And Glenn was like, good, don't try to protect that B now. She done put you on, but don't try to protect her now. Community ping fool. Glenn says he feel hurt by Cliff. He looked at Cliff as an uncle. Letitia gets emotional and tells Glenn if he's not what it is, if he's not into it, if he don't want to be with her, pretty much leave her the F alone. She says she doesn't know who to trust. And the realest thing she said to Glenn was, you make it hard for me not to believe what people say. Okay. Anyway, that was the end of the episode. Again, like from the start of this doggone series of Belle Collective, Glenn has always put Letitia in a place where she's going to be embarrassed. So she got to make some decisions. She got to set some standards. It's like she want her family, you know, because they got a child together. They've been together for a very long time. And I ain't saying they can't work this out. But Glenn got to get his shite together. Marie, I'm happy for Marie, but set your standards. Latrice, you ain't looking good in none of this, okay? Where's Tambra? Anyway, that's all I got for this episode. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.